scary. Like, I love all God's creatures, and
but we're by no means, we need.
Hey everyone, it's Mel, aka Baby Girl. Today's video is the lighthearted video, sort of. But today's video is on the D'Amelios. Now, the D'Amelios became famous really, really fast in 2019 on TikTok, right? So, I mean, I haven't heard much about them lately. Till recently, they've come up on some drama that is very serious to their fans. Now, even their father is under controversy for being canceled. So let's recap their online story, and then we'll discuss further on this cancellation, right? Okay, so according to founder.com, in 2019, Charlie D'Amelio began her TikTok channel. She made dance and like lip sync videos, the cute little teenage videos, you know, of course. And then soon after, her sister Dixie D'Amelio joined in the fun. Charlie D'Amelio even stated and was quoted saying that their fame was like a lucky accident. It was like overnight, and the two sisters had garnered millions of followers on TikTok. It was like insane to them. And at one point, they were two of the highest paid TikTokers on the platform. Can you imagine? I mean, I don't really know how much TikTok pays, but from what I've heard, it isn't that much. But I don't know, like, you know, if it was different for them or other creators that were more influential. You know what I'm saying? So Charlie D'Amelio was even quoted also saying that, I think about every day it was kind of like waking up confused, but then wondering, when's it all going to go away? I mean, that would be on anybody's mind. With as fast as it all came about, you think it's going to go away quickly as well. And it's, well, Charlie, you might be at the end now, because you and Dixie and even your father are under some
This is just absurd. Now, the current reason Charlie is being canceled is because of the recent ad that her and her dad did. And basically in the ad, it shows like young 9-year-old Charlie D'Amelio getting in the car and Mark D'Amelio asking Charlie if she wants a ride. After that, Charlie gets in the car and they go on a drive, of course. Now, the reason this is so controversial is because if you guys go look back in the ad, it literally goes to like a flashback of 2013 of Charlie in the car. Keep in mind, Charlie was 9 years old in that video, and this is why she and Mark are getting canceled right now. Because if you look back, you can literally see this like on Google, so if you guys don't believe me, you can do it. Here are official records of Mark D'Amelio being arrested for DUI right there. People are also saying that the way that Ford chose to promote this ad was also very inappropriate and unethical, as people are flooding the comments on the recent ad saying stuff like tagging Ford and they need to fire their PR team immediately, because basically we're encouraging DUIs now. So, but which side are you on here? Are you for Ford and how they promoted this, and was this smart of them, or are we not feeling it and this was super inappropriate and unethical? But I cover trends, news, and updates, and I'll be sure to keep you updated. So at that red.
Also, though, many people became upset because of a video in 2020 of the D'Amelio family having dinner.
I mean, I know
with James Charles, right? Okay. Well, they're under some backlash because of some comments that Dixie and her sister had made during the dinner. Apparently, the chef had served some snail, but they said it was a joke, that they knew that Dixie D'Amelio was, you know, the type to just start gagging and not liking the food. So then she'll throw up. She said it's a very common thing for her, and everybody knows that, and that's why they play jokes on her like this, right? So, I mean, that very well could be, but the way that it looked on the video, she looked like she was being very disrespectful to their personal chef, in which many people are saying, look, you have so much money and so much fame that you have your own personal chef, and you're still going to act like you are ungrateful, right? And then also, Charlie D'Amelio states that she wouldn't it be cool if she gained 100 million followers a year after gaining 1 million followers? And that just not accepting that what she had was enough, but then also kind of making it look like she was claiming that her fans are just numbers to her. And that's kind of disrespectful to the people that watch you. They are human beings just like you, not just numbers. She did actually feel, though, really bad about the situation, and she wanted to address it. So she did go on Instagram Live and talk about the situation, in which she was very upset. She didn't mean to hurt her fans' feelings, and I really believe she didn't.
Charli D'Amelio breaks down in tears on Insta Live after the TikTok star and her sister Dixie received backlash for the way they treated their personal chef in a video posted to their family's YouTube page.
Like, that's not okay. You can hate on me for whatever I've done, but the fact that all of this is happening because a misunderstanding, like, I just feel like that's not okay. And if this is the community that I'm in and the community that I put myself in, I don't know if I want to do that anymore.
It's very crazy.
The 16-year-old, her sister, and their parents sat down with YouTube star James Charles and ate a meal prepared by their personal chef, Erin May. Yeah, things were going fine until Dixie gagged on her paella. Well, Dixie went ahead and tried the snail anyway and full-blown puked, which is when Charli said this.
Do we have any dino nuggets?
Ew! Yeah, people weren't feeling the whole gimme dino nuggets thing. On Thursday, Charli, who is the most followed person on TikTok, went live on Instagram to apologize.
I genuinely just thought it would be so cool to hit a huge milestone a year after hitting another milestone. I never meant for you guys to make it seem like you were numbers or did not mean anything.
As for Chef Erin May, she said he's like a member of her family and he wasn't offended by the comment.
Chef Erin May, and like, he's not upset, he was in on the joke.
That's when Charli broke down in tears, reading some of the more hateful comments she received, including some that encouraged her to harm herself.
Like, don't tell people to kill themselves. At the end of the day, I'm still a person, no matter how many followers I have.
Since the YouTube video dropped, Charli is bleeding followers. She's already lost close to 1 million.
No matter what anyone says, I do what I do for all of these people that say I inspire them.
Shortly after Charli went live, James Charles took to Twitter to weigh in, writing that the whole thing wasn't sitting right with him. 100 million followers in 1 year, and y'all expect her to know how to be a perfect role model? Death threats because she's a picky eater and made a joke about a milestone? 30-plus-year-olds dragging someone half their age? Feels familiar. And while he doesn't name names, many fans think James is referring to YouTube star Trisha Paytas, who slammed Charli on TikTok.
Since they are role models on such a big platform, they should be called out when they need to be humbled a little, because you see this happen all the time. People get really famous, a lot of followers really quickly. They think they're entitled to 100 million. They complain that they only have 95 million followers. They complain that they have a personal chef, and it's just unbecoming.
Yeah, Charli addressed all of that on her Insta Live too.
I'm just gonna say, Trisha Paytas, like, this is not, sorry, just, you have been completely rude to me multiple times, saying she doesn't have a personality. Please stop worrying about mine. And that's all I have to say on that. Quite honestly, I just, like, please stop talking about me.
And on Wednesday, Dixie, who has over 43 million followers on TikTok, hit up the platform to defend her own actions.
My team knows I throw up a lot. I can throw up at the smell, the thought, or the taste of anything. So when they saw the snails, they were like, oh, let's get her and try to see if we can get a reaction out of her.
You just completely lied. You're doing a lot of things.
She
And like,
addressed, though, as you saw in the video, James Charles had defended her in a video, which is, you take it as you want. James Charles isn't the best influencer on YouTube at this time, so, you know, his defense, what good does it really do you, for one? For two, Trisha Paytas was putting in her 2 cents, but you know what? She needs to not even give her 2 cents on this, and she was a literal troll.
Dogs can't talk, so do do they have brains? Like, yes, they walk, but it's because we're telling them to walk. And two, is they're kind of scary. Like, I love all God's creatures, and I see, you know, other human beings, and I can just find so much love for them, but I'm so terrified of dogs.
On YouTube for how long? She really doesn't have a place to be saying anything about Dixie, or Charlie D'Amelio, or Dixie for that matter. I mean, if you think about it, I believe Trisha Paytas, you know, has grown a lot, but at the same time, she should never throw shade at Dixie or Charlie D'Amelio for things that they say or do that might affect their subscribers or followers in a negative way because of the things that she did when she was on YouTube.
In the past week, I've had sex with guys and girls.
Well, she's still on YouTube, but I mean, when she was trolling and doing things like that, you know, if you think about it, there probably were people that did look up to Trisha Paytas. I'm not one of them, but there probably are people that do. And I'm sure that, you know, many of her actions displaced her place with them. So anyway, Trisha is a whole other topic and a whole other videos, just like James Charles. I am not a hater on Trisha Paytas. I love Trisha Paytas. In fact, I relate to her a lot. But I relate to her a lot in like her new way of being. So, plus Trisha Paytas and James Charles and Jeffree Star like to place themselves in certain situations where they know they're going to get the clicks and the views and all of that, like somehow placing themselves in the middle of the drama even though they don't need to be there in the first place. So honestly, Charlie D'Amelio, I wouldn't even worry about what Trisha Paytas has to say at all. So here are my thoughts though. The D'Amelios are young. They became famous quickly. It's not always easy for even adults to be famous online. Colleen Ballinger, Jeffree Star, I mean, come on. The list goes on. They're living under a microscope. That's what happens when you become famous and stuff. You have to understand you're living under that microscope. And yes, I believe out there are many people that have parents or loved ones that have DUIs or that have done things that they are not proud of or whatever. I'm not saying that having a DUI is okay in any way. It is not okay to drive under the influence by, you know, for anything. But at the same time, I'm sure many of us do, like I said, have parents or family members that do have DUIs or different things on their record, like I said. So I don't believe that we have a place to judge Dixie and Charlie D'Amelio's parents, or to even, like, they shouldn't even be a part of their success, or being that they're, you know, older now and everything like that. So they're just two very young and famous young girls without directions. And since we're all human, I believe that we all need to remember that the influencers that we watch online are also just humans, and that we can't glorify them or praise them per se and think that they're like gods, because they're not. They're human beings just like you and I. So with that being said, I hope everybody has a wonderful day. I hope everybody enjoyed their Memorial Day, and I hope you come back to view my channel. I hope I've earned your subscription. I hope I've earned your like on this video. Until next time, I love you all. Don't be an asshole.